Hello, Susanna. Hello, Carlos. I'm so glad to see you here. Today, my topic is to improve how we can improve our vocabulary. And let we know each other better. As usual, name, where from, and what did you learn? What last word did you learn in English? When did you learn a new words in English?
Who starts?
Yes, Susanna, I can start. Your full name?
Well, my name is Susana. I'm from Santiago, Chile, and
when did you learn?
The last word that I learned, I think that today, because lately I'm trying to think in English, so I search even words that I think for use them in other moments.
Which word was it?
What word was?
Yes.
I was searching about the words teacher substitute and the difference between say holidays, vacations.
Holiday and vacations are different.
Yes.
Vacation is
no, I was searching because some people add an S, but usually this is a mistake because they tend to think in Spanish where vacaciones is plural.
Okay, Carlo.
My name is Carlos. I'm from Mexico. One of the words I learned a few days ago was the word second.
Second?
Yes. The second is when you watch the time, or when you are on business. It means you judge a person.
Okay, here's the class rule. Just read it again to reminding it in English. Okay, who wants to read the classroom, Susana or Carlos?
Who was what?
¿Quién quiere leer los reglas?
Okay, I'll read it. Ellen's English class rules. Number 1, remember Zoom can lead only 40 minutes conference. If you come to class late, you will miss some activities. Number 2, all students must answer one by one. Do not interrupt each other. Number 3, raise your hand when answering a question and wait for the teacher to call on you. Number 4, teach one another. And number 5, help one another.
Okay, it's good to remember. I think you're not the first time in class. You have to understand everything, what you mean, just to remind. So today, as I told you, we will learn, improve our vocabulary, English vocabulary. It's a very funny method. I know how to improve vocabulary, just listening to the audios or watching the movies and try to memorize the new words. As we know, spelling in English spelling and English speaking is two different languages. It's two different English, as we like to joke. It's the reason why I give you audio of the text, because it's my class. In my class, we really need improving of listening to the native English speaker, and then I will ask you to read the same text out loud and try to find the new words there and learn them and improve our vocabulary. It's the purpose of my lesson for today. So we try to wish to share the video with you, audio with you. Listen 5 minutes text, and then we will try to read and find these words. So when you listen and read the same text. That's the reason, try to find the new word for yourself. If you don't know spelling, I will show the text and you will correct the spelling of this word. Okay, just listen carefully.
Ride the lightning.
Can you hear it?
Yes, I can hear.
Susanna?
Yes, I
By
can.
John Lutz. A sheet of rain moved across Placid Cove Trailer Park. Lightning made a complicated pattern in the night sky. Nudger held his umbrella against the wind as he walked and pulled a piece of paper from his pocket to check the address of the trailer he was trying to find. Finally, he found number 307 and knocked on its metal door. "I'm Nudger," he said when the door opened. The woman in the doorway stared at him. Rain blew in, making wet marks on her pale blue dress and ruffling her blonde hair. Tall, very thin. She looked at first to be about 12 years old, but a second glance showed her to be in her middle 20s. She had blue eyes, a large mouth, and top teeth that rested on her bottom lip when she wasn't talking. "This rain's terrible," she said at last, as if seeing beyond Nudger for the first time. "It is," Nudger agreed. "And it's raining on me." Her whole body gave a quick, nervous movement as she smiled to apologize. "I'm Holly Ann Adams, Mr. Nudger, and yes, you are getting wet. Come in." The trailer was small and crowded with cheap furniture. Shouts and laughter came from a program on a small black and white TV, which was on a tiny table near a worn-out sofa. The air smelled of food which had been fried too long. Holly Ann moved a pile of magazines from a chair. Nudger folded his umbrella and sat down. She started to speak. Then there was that same nervous movement again, as if she'd remembered something, and she walked over and switched off the TV. "Are you a real private detective?" she said. "I am," Nudger said. "Did someone recommend me to you, Miss Adams?" "I got your name out of the phone book, and if you're going to work for me, it can be Holly Ann without the Adams." "Except on the check," Nudger said. She smiled a wicked 12-year-old smile. "Oh, sure. Don't worry about that. I already wrote you a check. I just have to fill in the amount. That's if you agree to take the job. You might not." "Why not?" "It's to do with my fiancé, Curtis Colt." For a few seconds, Nudger listened to the rain crashing on the roof. Then he said, "The Curtis Colt who's gonna be executed next week?" "That's the one. But he didn't kill that liquor store woman, and that's a fact. It's not right that he should have to ride the lightning." "Ride the lightning?" "That's what prisoners call dying in the electric chair. Curtis doesn't belong in it, and I can prove it." "It's a little late for that kind of talk," Nudger said. "Or did you give evidence for Curtis in court?" "No, I couldn't. All those lawyers and the judge and jury don't even know about me. Curtis didn't want them to know, so he never told them." "Tell me about Curtis Colt," Nudger said. "Give me the details." "Well, they say Curtis was inside the liquor store robbing it. He and his partner had robbed 3 other places that night, but they were gas stations. The old man who owned the store came out of the back room and saw his wife with her hands up, and Curtis pointing a gun at her. He went crazy and ran at Curtis, and Curtis had to shoot him.
Then the woman went mad and ran at Curtis, and Curtis shot her. She died. The old man will live, but he can't talk or even feed himself."
Nudger remembered now. Curtis Colt had been found guilty of murder, and because the law had now decided to stop using poison gas to execute people, he would be the first killer to die in the electric chair for more than 25 years.
"They're going to shoot Curtis full of electricity next Saturday, Mr. Nudger,"
Holly Ann said. Her wide blue eyes stared at Nudger.
"I have bad dreams about it. Then I lie awake thinking, I've just got to do whatever's left to try and help Curtis."
They never caught Curtis's partner, the driver who drove away and left him at the gas station, did they? Nudger asked.
"No, and Curtis would never say who the driver was."
"But you know who was driving the car?"
"Yes, and he told me that he and Curtis were miles away from that liquor store when it was robbed. When he saw the police come into the gas station where Curtis was buying cigarettes, he got out of there fast. The cops didn't even get the car's license number."
Okay, here's the text. Did you hear some new words here, Susanna? What did you understand what was this text about? Okay, I'm muting. Did you understand what the text was about?
What? I'm sorry, I couldn't find something.
Did you understand what was this text about?
No, I'm so sorry. My mom called me during the audio, so I couldn't hear a part of it.
But what you could hear in these moments, did you understand what was it about? Just a few sentences. What can you say?
Not really, I'm sorry.
Okay, but you will read this text out loud later. Don't worry, it's not very much loose. Anyway, okay, Carla.
What?
What was this text about? Did you understand?
I'm not sure. Maybe a lady appeared in front of a detective.
Yes, it was a detective story. You didn't really understand, but it's very good that you don't write it because it means that this lesson will be useful for you and you will find a lot of new words for yourself. And it's okay. So here is this text in the written format. It's a type format of this text. And I want you to read paragraph by paragraph. Pick up a pen and a piece of paper and write down the new words. Then tell it and try to translate these new words in Spanish. After this class will be over, I want you to learn these new words. I think improving vocabulary is very useful. So, Susanna, read the first paragraph, please.
A sheet of rain moved across a plastic-covered trailer park. Lightning made a complicated pattern in the night sky. Nudger held his umbrella against the wind as he walked and pulled a piece of paper from his pocket to check the address of the trailer he was trying to find. Finally, he found the number 307 and knocked on its metal door.
Okay, which word was very new for you?
What? Can you repeat the question?
Las palabras nuevas, las palabras tú no conoces. Dígame, porfa. En esta parte, leí. And Carlos also look for a new words for yourself. She read it. Susana read it. And what?
Conocía todas las palabras del párrafo.
¿Conoces todas las palabras aquí?
Sí.
Okay, Carlos. ¿Y tú?
No, in this case, what is a trailer? It's a truck?
Trailer? It's a sort of car. It's American variant of the lorry. Truck is a car where people trailer. Trailer, it's kind of car where people can live, and this car, it's like a little house on the wheels. Okay, write this word down on the paper and write the definition of it. You can look at it in Spanish, or you can write what I said. Kind of car where people trailer. It's kind of type of car where people can live, like a house on the wheels. Makes sense? What?
What is not?
Again?
There is a word in the first paragraph, in the last line. Knocked.
Knocked, it's like to the door, making the sound. This knock.
Okay.
This sound. It's
Get
knock.
it.
Okay. Okay, write these words down and remember them. Not so bad, just 2 words in the paragraph.
Ellen, tengo un problema con los audífonos. Voy a cortar y voy a llamar al tiro, ¿no?
No entiendo.
Yo tampoco.
Okay, let's continue reading the text, both of you.
Okay. I'm a nodger, he said, when the door opened. The woman in the doorway stared at him. Rain blew in, making wet marks on her pale blue dress and roughing her blonde hair. She was tall, but very thin. She looked at first to be about 12 years old, but a second glance showed her to be in her middle 20s. She had blue eyes, a large mouth, and top teeth that rested on her bottom lip when she wasn't talking.
Okay, Susanna, did you notice while he was reading the new words for you? And Carlos also.
Ruffling. I didn't know the word ruffling.
Ruffling, the wind, like making that to her hair. Like, like, no sé cómo se dice en español.
Desordenar, chasconear.
Sí, verdad. Ok, Carla, Susana, otra palabra, ¿conocen en esta? ¿Cómo es?
No, I know the words.
Okay, and ruffling, you knew it, or only Susana didn't know it?
I know all the other words.
Okay, Carlos. Okay, good. Okay, Susana, your turn. Read the next little paragraph.
The rain is terrible, she said at last, as if seeing beyond Nature for the first time. It is, Nature agreed, and it's raining on me. Her whole body gave a quick nervous movement as she smiled to apologize. I'm Holly and Adams, Mr. Nature, and yes, you are getting wet. Come in.
Okay, good. Carlos, Susana, any new words from here?
No, I know all those words.
Okay, Susana.
Same.
Okay. Okay, Carlos, read the next paragraph.
Her whole body gave a quick.
No.
Which part?
The trailer.
Okay, the trailer was small, crowded with cheap furniture. Shouts and laughter came from a program on a small black and white TV, which was on a tiny table near a worn-out sofa. The air smelled of food which had been tried for too long.
Okay, which word was new for you?
Ladder? What is a ladder?
Large.
Ladder. Shouts and ladder.
Louder.
Louder. Speak loud.
Giggle, reír,
Laughter. Ah,
laughter. The
shots
type
and
of,
laughter. Ah, okay, I get it.
okay, Susana.
Worn out.
A worn out sofa.
Nia, soft sofa, like not very hard, like you can lie down and relax, and it's very like soft, not hard, not harsh, soft.
Blando, cómodo.
Sí, este tipo. No es en español, pero en ruso conozco. Warm. En viernes es muy color aquí, este tipo de sofa. Ok. Otras palabras, ¿conocen?
Yes, I know the rest of the words.
Ok, Susana.
Sí.
Okay, good. Susana, next paragraph is your.
Wait, sorry. Julian moved a pile of magazines from a chair. Nodger folded his umbrella and sat down. She started to speak, then there was the same nervous movement again, as if she would remember something. As she walked over and switched off the TV. Are you a real private detective?
Okay, the paragraph is over. Carla, Susana, any new words?
I know all the words.
Susana?
Me too.
Okay, Carla, the next. This replics you will read until are you real all this speech?
Okay. Are you a real private detective? She said. I am, Nodger said. Did someone recommend me to you, Miss Adams? I got your name out of the phone book. And if you are going to work for me, it can be Holly Ann without the Adams. Except on the check, Nodger said. She smiled a weak, 12 years old smile. Oh, sure. Don't worry about that. I already wrote you a check. I just have to fill in the amount. That's if you agree to take the job. You might not.
Okay, good.
Should I
Okay.
continue?
No, I think it's enough paragraph. Do you know any new words here?
No?
Carlos?
No, I know all the words.
Mm-hmm.
Until the moment it don't, the text doesn't have difficult words. I was trying to read a book and even read a page. It's almost impossible for me without the dictionary, but with this text, I know almost everything.
Okay, tomorrow I prepared more difficult text because tomorrow it also the topic is vocabulary. My teacher wants me to give lesson how to improve vocabulary. I will find more difficult text for you. Okay, good. Okay, continue, Susana.
Where?
Why not?
Where I have to continue?
Why not from here?
Why not? It's to do with my fiancé, Curtis Colt. For a few seconds, Nadja listened to the rain crashing on the roof. Then he said, "The Curtis Colt who's going to be executed next week? That's the one. But he didn't kill that liquor store woman. And that's a fact. It's not right that he should have to ride the lightning. Ride the lightning? That's what prisoners call dying in the electric chair. Curtis doesn't belong in it, and I can prove it. It's a little late for that kind of talk, Nadir said, or did you give evidence for Curtis in court? No, I couldn't. All those lawyers and the judge and jury don't even know about me. Curtis didn't want them to know, so
He,
he never told them.
okay, any new words from here?
No.
Yeah, I don't understand the expression ride the lightning.
Right, the
Ahí lo
lightning.
explican.
Execution. Execution, to die in the electric chair. Electric chair. He explained, the text is explaining it. How to say it in Spanish, Susan, do you know? Execution, ¿cómo se dice en español?
Ejecución es prácticamente igual.
Execution. Execution.
Debe tener raíz latina.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Carlo, continue.
Tell me about Curtis Cold, Roger said. Give me the details. Well, they say Curtis was inside a liquor store, robbing it. He and his partner had robbed 3 other places that night, but they were gas stations. The old man who owned the store came out of the back room and saw his wife with her hands up, and Curtis pointed a gun at her. He went crazy and ran at Curtis, and Curtis had to shoot him. Then the woman went mad and ran at Curtis, and Curtis shot her. She died. The old man will live, but he can't talk or even feed himself.
Okay, here I think it's harder a little bit to read. That's the reason look for carefully for the new words, both of you, Susanna and Carlos.
What did you say?
Any words which you don't know,
No.
Carlos?
Sorry.
It's okay for me.
It's okay, or are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay, good.
The problem is when I'm reading.
Yeah.
My reading, I have a problem in my reading.
But you will improve reading instead of vocabulary this time. Anyway. Okay, good, Susanna.
Nadir remember now Curtis Calder had been found guilty of murder, and because the law had now decided to stop using poison gas to execute people, he would be the first killer to die in the electric chair for more than 25 years. They are going to shoot Curtis full of electricity next Saturday, Mr. Nadir, Collian said. Her wide blue eyes stared at Nadir. I have bad dreams about it. Then I lie awake thinking I've just got to do whatever's left to try and help Curtis.
Okay, any new words here?
No.
It's okay.
Carlos?
It's okay.
Okay, the last paragraph.
They never caught Curtis' partner, the driver who drove away and left him in the gas station. Did they? Roger asked. No, and Curtis would never say who the driver was. But you know who was driving the car. Yes, and he told me that he and Curtis were miles away from that liquor store when it was robbed. When he saw the police came into that gas station where Curtis was buying cigarettes, he got out of there fast. The cops didn't even get the car's license number.
Okay, what you didn't know?
I know all these words, but I think you have problem with your screen.
No, I don't. I don't have problem with the screen. Everything is fine. The notification came that the time is almost up in 10 minutes. So, what do you think? It's pretty about the story. Do you like detective stories?
It's fine. Story's fine. It's mystery story.
Yeah, but
Some
what can you
detective.
tell about the story? What was the finish? Who was guilty? Was Curtis guilty, or who was the mother in real? What do you think, Susanna?
I lose a part of this page. Can you... ¿Puedes alejar un poquito la página para releer el final de un párrafo? Déjame ver que me leí que estaba leyendo el otro niño.
Mhm.
El que está, uno de los que está en esa página al principio.
The first page.
No, esta página, ¿la puedes alejar un poco?
Mhm.
No, no moverla, alejarla simplemente, sacar el zoom. O, no, no lo tenéis con zoom parece.
¿Qué es?
Sí, sí lo tenéis con 170. Then the woman went by. I don't understand about the story. Why the girl said that Curtis innocent shouldn't die. I understand that he is guilty.
No, the girl.
A ver, lo que ellos dicen que él estaba dentro robando, pero el amigo que iba con él dice que ellos no estaban ahí. ¿Eso?
Sí, ellos estaban robando otro. They were robbing the other places. They were not shooting this lady at the liquor store, but they were robbing the other gas station at this time. They had already they were robbing the other place. Makes sense.
Bueno, yo una causa así la mandaría a archivo porque no hay culpable. No puedes condenar en base a un relato de ellos dicen en un caso de homicidio si no hay ni siquiera un reconocimiento de parte de las víctimas.
Si ellos estaban en otra parte de la ciudad robando otra
Ya sabiendo todo.
pero no en esta tienda donde ellos mandan esta mujer.
Well, then I think that it doesn't matter who is the murderer, and the case has a lack of evidence. So I would end it without a killer, and I don't understand why the justice and the case try to find someone.
Yeah, pero su Joel es una novia de Cortés. Ella no cree que él haga esta.
No, sí, lo entiendo eso, y lo que digo es que hay una falta de evidencia evidente en el caso y que en realidad no importa quién es el culpable, la causa con tan poca evidencia y un testigo que no está en condiciones de hablar, no se puede condenar a alguien de homicidio porque no se alcanza ni siquiera la convicción mínima de que él fue.
Okay,
Y ellos dicen, ¿quién lo dice? La policía, pero no fue testigo. Así que su testimonio no puede tener valor en juicio.
Ok, sí. Ahora no entienden quién está robando, pero la mujer no cree que él pueda hacer esto. Para esto ella paga por detectiva, por conocer, por hablar con personas que estuvo en la tienda en este tiempo. Pero en el fin de esta historia, él puede aprender quién hace esta criminal cosa. Pero estuvo no Cortés, estuvo esta mujer. Ella tiene miedo de que los testigos pueden cambiar, pero ella tenía miedo a hacer esta cuestión. Esta mujer estuvo criminal, pero no Cortés.
Para crímenes tienes que usar el verbo cometer. ¿Quién cometió el crimen?
Sí, conectivo. Este es en el fin de historia, pero historia es fácil para ustedes. Voy a hacer más difícil el texto por otro, porque van a hacer más vocabulario. Este es que yo voy a hacer mañana, si ustedes pueden llegar. ¿Pueden ustedes llegar mañana?
Yo puedo llegar y perdona por los momentos que estuve como desapareciéndome porque no sabía que había clase hoy día y justo cuando me llamaste estaba cocinando. Me
Ay,
falta aceite
entiendo. Carla, ¿y tú
por
puedes?
agarrar el... Sí, mañana puedo.
Carla, ¿tú puedes?
Sure.
Yeah, but let's we talk about our topic, about vocabulary. How do you usually improve your vocabulary?
I don't know. I try to read as much as possible. And
Yeah.
if I don't understand a word, I look it up on the dictionary.
And you, Susanna?
Well, in my case, recently I'm trying to listen every day 1 or 2 chapters of podcast in English, like the Black Tapes, Limetown, and I wanted to start tennis. Also, before go to sleep, I try to read a third chapter of this book. And as you know, I usually talk with the people on intervals. So I am talking in English on WhatsApp with people from all the world, and even recently I'm trying to find pen pals of German to practice my German too.
Wow, good for you to practice German. I'm also learning German. I know just a few words of German, less than A1, but I plan to learn German after I improve my Spanish.
I'm in A2 in this moment. And all said that I will start the next year the B1.
I see. I need to give you not adopted text. This story was a little bit adopted for, I think it's for B2 English, or between B1. I think for B1. But
I think that it would be more for A2.
But I think I will try to make experiment tomorrow and give you not adopted text for some native English speaker who wrote detective story or other story, but not adopted in original. Shakespeare, for instance, in original. And we will try to see how many new words you will find in one chapter. I will find audio and the text, not non-adopted, just for native speaker. And we will make this crazy experience. I agree on that experience.
I didn't understand.
Yo quiero hacer diferencia para...
¿Tú dices que este texto está como adaptado para un nivel en específico?
Sí, yo voy a dar un texto escrito por inglés nativo hablante, para inglés nativo hablando, no para para traducción a más fácil inglés, solamente para inglés nativo hablantes. El texto voy a dar a ustedes y ustedes voy a buscar palabras nuevas.
Básicamente dices que va a buscar un texto no adaptado para clases, sino en su formato original.
Sí, original. Voy a darte original para clase mañana y vamos a ver muchas palabras.
Yes, I think that would be better, but because even text for the B2 are too easy, and
yes,
everyone knows that literature is more difficult words.
Yes.
I was talking about this with a friend of